What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you all. This is another live edition of the Raw Rundown here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. We're also live here on the Twitch and as well over on the Twitter. I apologize for the delay of this. Normally we do this show at 6:30, and quite honestly, there is a part of me that almost thought this show was not going to happen today. Kind of weird. It's kind of like weird, right? Like, yeah, wait a minute. You're leaving tomorrow. You're not going to do a Raw rundown. I know. It's kind of, but here we are. We are doing a Raw rundown here tonight. I'm doing a solo show. Right now, I'm a solo right now. So bear with me here, folks. Bear with me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hope you are enjoying your Tuesday to the best of your abilities, whatever it is that you did. We had a battle with the snow early this morning. I opened my window and it looked like Jake the Snake Roberts' hotel room in 1986. Let me put it to you like that. That's how it looked like when I opened my window this morning. So I had, to shovel, not just my car, but my mother's car as well. It was just terrible, and especially where I live at, they don't do a good job at shoveling, put it that way. So there was that, and obviously the fact that I'm traveling tomorrow to Peru, got to do the last minute shopping. That's what I do. And the fun little fact, I haven't even packed yet. I'm a late packer. I am a late packer, but hey, it is what it is. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up and share throughout your entire social media platform, wherever it is that you share videos with all your friends that love that good old professional wrestling, if you may. And also, while you're at it, if you want to give a super chat, it would be appreciated. Any donation of your choice, again, will be gratefully appreciated here on the channel. And if you want to become an ATP channel member, it's only $2.99 a month. You get perks such as bonus content. You get also priority reply to comments. Your comment will be highlighted here in the chat if you are a channel member every single time. You also, like I mentioned a moment ago, you get bonus content. You get members only streams, and as well, you get to join us whenever we do the throwback. You get to be part of the stream with us here live on the air. Like we did this past Saturday, we did the watch along to WrestleMania 15, and we were joined by channel member Alan, the real mother flower. But let's just get this out of the way. Monday Night Raw from last night. Overall, I thought the show was all right. I think one of the big things on the show was we wanted to hear what Cody Rhodes was going to say, right? After what happened this past Thursday in Las Vegas in that press conference, right? What was Cody going to say? We know Rock and Roman will be there this Friday, right? On SmackDown. But you wanted to hear what Cody Rhodes, it's Seth Rollins for that matter, right? You wanted to know what were they going to say? What was going to happen, right? And my question is, can Cody Rhodes really trust Seth Rollins? We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a bit here as well. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Did you enjoy the show or not? And all that fun stuff. Um, so the show opened up with the 6-person tag here. It opened up with the 6-person tag between Jey Uso and the New Day versus Imperium of Ludwig Kaiser, Gunther, and Giovanni Vinci. I thought it was a very fun 6-man tag, to be honest. I felt like everyone got their shit in here, of course. Being that Jey Uso is getting a shot at the Intercontinental Championship, it did make sense for him and the New Day to get the win. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken here, I think next week or the week after, it's gonna be I think next week or the week after, one of the two, it's gonna be Jey Uso versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Do I see Jey winning the title? Honestly, no. I do think Gunther's gonna hold on to that title up until WrestleMania. But nevertheless, you want to give him momentum. You want to give him a win, right? Leading up to the eventual Intercontinental title match where eventually Gunther will chop him up, and we'll see how that goes as well. From there, we had a again a recap of the WrestleMania 40 kickoff that happened in Vegas. We also got an Andrade vignette because again Andrade's on as well. We saw him at the Rumble, right? He did a little vignette. I think they're going to be doing this for the next couple of weeks. He did say, in the vignette that he had to leave, and now that to refine himself or something like that. But now that he found himself, he's ready to come back to WWE. Even though we all know where he's been, we all know where he was. He was in AEW, right? He was all elite throughout this entire time. So again, I look forward to seeing when he does make his return, though. I do look forward to seeing that. We had Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed in a Elimination Chamber qualifying match. The two big guys going at it. I thought this was pretty fun for what it was. Considering, being that Bronson Reed is from Australia, you would have thought, okay, they would at least have some type of representation. Granted, right? You have Rhea Ripley, who is from Australia. But you would think, okay, maybe showcase Bronson Reed. Like you have Lashley again, who is on this momentum with this faction that he has now with the Street Profits and BFAB. Which, by the way, I love the entrance of the group. I love it. Right. That being said, I just feel like the pairing here was not the right one because I do feel like, and I'm not saying bad as in the match was bad. No, it wasn't a bad match. I just felt like, you can't give Bronson Reed an opportunity to showcase himself in his country. You know what I mean? That's just me, honestly. I would have had Bronson Reed face someone else, maybe an Ivar or something. But nevertheless, you get what you get. I do hope, honestly, that they do the last spot, right? Even though I doubt it now because obviously they're doing a 12-man thing here, right? So it sucks because I was gonna say let them do a battle royal, but if they were gonna do a battle royal with all the losers for the last spot, you're gonna give it to Sami Zayn. So it's like Bronson Reed is basically right now in the mud, if you will, right? That's pretty much what's going down there with Bronson Reed, who basically after the match, he cut this sad promo backstage. I think it aired on their social media where he was depressed. He was bummed out. Like, hell, like they're going to Australia and he's not going to be able to perform in front of his family, his friends that are there and all that stuff. He felt like he let his people down. So again, you kind of feel for the guy. You really, really do. We had Sami Zayn do an interview early in the day with what's this girl's name? Jessie Redmond? Is that her name? Right? Is that her name? I just want to make sure here. Right? I just want to make sure if that's her name or not. Again, he did a backstage interview, right? He did a backstage interview, and he talked about Shinsuke Nakamura, right? And hi there, good morning. It's Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day parade. I don't know if there's a parade, but I guess good luck to you. I guess. Um, Anywho, matter of fact, I got a better one. Hold up, I got one for you guys. 1 second here. I got you. Anywho, where was I here? We had Shinsuke Nakamura. He did an interview early in the day in the building. No one was in the building, right? No fans were in the seats or anything like that. He talked about Nakamura. He talked about, not winning against Randy Orton and how he talked about how he's gonna be a champion and all that stuff, right? And then Nakamura popped up on the screen speaking in Japanese and talking about how, him and Sami Zayn, basically. Um, so there was that. I mean, again, nevertheless, you already knew, like, you're gonna get Sami Zayn and Nakamura. You're gonna get a good main event. You are. You're gonna get a banger. So I already knew what I was walking into. From there, we had Cody Rhodes, and he was there to talk about The Rock. And Cody thanked the audience for being so supportive of him. Right? He talked about The Rock, and he actually had the clip ready to go. They played the clip from the Pat McAfee show, right? They played the clip where Cody talked about, hey, the Cody crybabies. You know how they'll eat two McNuggets and tweet, and then eat, I guess, more McNuggets and put them up their ass and all that stuff, whatever the case, right? And then he went to Pat McAfee like, "Yo, is that how it goes?" Whatever it was, and again, he respects The Rock as what he's done for the business, right? Let's put it like that, right? Like, if we're picking here the choice of words here, but he does acknowledge the fact that, hey, Rock slapped him, and he can't have that. He can't have that. So then he gets interrupted by Seth Rollins. And Rollins, and again, Cody goes to thank Rollins for what he did. Again, stick up there with him at the press conference in Vegas, because remember, this promo was insane by Cody and by Seth and Cody. Exactly, Seth. So Seth, again, is thanked by Cody because, again, even though I still feel Seth was made out to be a chump on Thursday, he was. So he's there with Cody. Cody thanking him and stuff, and he talks about how, again, you got to remember, Rollins wanted Cody to pick him for WrestleMania. But now he accepts the fact that, he chose Roman Reigns. Because he picked Roman Reigns, even Rollins wants Cody to finish the story, to win this for everybody, for him, for his father, for the fans, for everybody. Win this at WrestleMania, right? But he also brings up the fact that, hey, last year, when you faced Roman Reigns, you had a whole bloodline to go up against. The Usos, you had Paul Heyman, you had Solo Sikoa, right? Now this year, it's the same thing, right? You have Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, The Rock. The odds are stacked against him again. So Rollins is offering his services to look out for Cody, like being his shield, right? Being his shield in this. And Cody, he's thinking about it, right? He's thinking about this. And my take is this, okay? Can you really trust Seth Rollins in this one? Let me ask you that question. Can you really trust Seth Rollins? This is the same Seth Rollins who many years ago when he was part of the Shield, took a chair to Roman Reigns. Remember that? The same Seth Rollins, who wanted Cody to pick him for WrestleMania after Punk got hurt. Because you know for a fact if Punk never got hurt, it would have been CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins, night one, World Heavyweight title. That would have been night one. But because Punk is now hurt, Seth Rollins has to now defend his title against the winner of the men's chamber match, which I feel like in a way, you know, Rollins should be concerned with the chamber. I think he will be in a way, but for now, it just feels like for him, the men's chamber match to see who's going to face him in Mania feels like an afterthought. That's what it kind of feels like for I feel like for Seth Rollins, right? But can you trust Seth Rollins? Can you trust him? Yes, exactly. The same Seth Rollins that tried to end Edge's career, right? Can we trust Seth Rollins? Can you trust him? Like if you're Cody Rhodes, right? You're going into the biggest rematch of your career on the biggest night of the company, right? The biggest night where the lights are shining even brighter, right? The biggest WrestleMania. And can you trust Seth Rollins? Who's to say, you know, we're in the scenario where the referee is down. Seth, instead of helping, he decides to screw over Cody Rhodes. It's like I even heard someone tell me, "Oh, it's like Cody trying to assemble his Avengers here against the Bloodline." I'm like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see how all this plays out. But if I'm Cody, I'm keeping eyes in the back of my head here. All right. In this case with Seth Rollins. That's just me, of course. Okay. So after that, Jey Uso is informed. Okay, oh yeah, I just mentioned this moments ago that he will challenge that Jey Uso is informed that he will challenge for the Intercontinental title next week. So that we're getting that next week, being that Gunther can't travel to Australia. Remember that. King Cash writes here: if Seth, oh my God, if Seth screws Cody, it's the biggest heel turn in years. Could be, could very well be. Just never know. So after this, we get Drew McIntyre and he talks with Jackie Redmond. That's the girl's name, Jackie Redmond, right? And he advises Cody to skip their match next week because they do have a match next week. So there's that as well. From there, we get R-Truth versus JD McDonough. So before this, they were trying to tell R-Truth, you're not in the Judgment Day. There is no initiation. There's no, you are not in the Judgment Day. So I guess Truth finally realized, oh shit, I'm not in the Judgment Day. So he's trying to call Miz to help him out and stuff, and to no avail. The match itself, for what it was a short match. Didn't really go long. Obviously JD did get the win, so there was that. After the match, the Judgment Day looked to attack R-Truth, and Truth fights back until he gets knocked out by Damian Priest. Gargano and Ciampa eventually made the save. And backstage, right? It's funny because, Truth comes into the frame because you see Ciampa and Gargano talking and stuff, right? And Truth comes into the frame and he thanks them, right? And he calls them DX. He thinks that DIY are D Generation X. He thinks that Johnny Gargano is Shawn Michaels and Ciampa is Triple H. I thought was hilarious. Believe me, I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. All right. We might get a double turn with Rock and Seth. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Who is your favorite tag team of all time? This question is a little I really don't have my favorite of all time. I really don't. I'm gonna go with, but if I'm to pick a team that I liked when I was a kid, I'll say the Hardy Boys. Hardy Boys, Dudleys. I never really had a specific tag team that was like my go-to. I had multiple favorite tag teams, put it that way. I was a fan of, again, the Hardys. I was a fan of Edge and Christian. I was a fan of the Dudley Boys. Hell, if you want to go back to the 90s, I was a fan of the Nasty Boys. Yeah, I was a fan of the Nasty Boys back in the day. The Hart Foundation, So I really don't have a specific favorite tag team. Sorry if this answer really isn't like, oh my God, it's not, but my apologies. Our truth finally gets to hang out with DIYX. Yep, basically J Mac, he does. Um, so after all this, Becky Lynch came out and she's hyping up a potential match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Not forgetting the fact that she has to wrestle inside the chamber. She grabs a glass of lemonade from the crowd. And she talks about, for all this, she talks about her daughter, right? How her daughter's getting older now, and she's asking all these questions about, hey, how come she's always her? She's always this. Why does her dad want to fight Mr. Maui? I think the guy from Moana, right? Whatever the case may be. In other words, listen, she's getting older, and she's finally realized that her mom, is not like everyone else. Her mom is out there on TV every time in a battle, right? And, it happens. That being said, she talks about, hey, again, going to battle inside the chamber. And then out came Nia Jax, who Nia Jax has been acting a little, was trying to pretend that she was crying because she was like, oh, about Becky's daughter and all that stuff. But then she's like, she's going to be the one to beat Rhea Ripley at Chamber. It's going to be her, that being Nia Jax and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Which is funny because I kind of see it happening considering the history of those two women, right? I know it's not, though, because after this, Rhea Ripley came out and her and Nia Jax started going at it, right? But obviously, Rhea Ripley and Becky got the better of Nia Jax. Here's the thing about this, right? As good as it was, I'll be honest, I don't care. And not in the sense that I don't care, like I don't want to see the match. No, what I mean is, based on what I saw in that press conference at the kickoff, right, for WrestleMania in Vegas, I already know it's going to be Becky and Rhea Ripley. Why should I care that Becky is going to go inside the Elimination Chamber, wrestle all these other women? And why should I care that Rhea Ripley is going to go to Australia in her home country and beat up Nia Jax when you already told me what's going to happen at WrestleMania? Why should I care? Chief writes here, have you noticed a change in production from both Raw and SmackDown, and what are your thoughts? I love it. I've noticed the changes, yes. It feels like very, very, sports based almost. I like how when we go to commercial break or when there's like a wrestler in the, for example, they did this like a week ago or so when AJ's in the ring and they show like these little clips of AJ Styles before they went to commercial. I love that. That was pretty cool. They showed, who was it? I think it was Becky making her way into the arena, and just the production. It looks very good. I love it. It feels sports based. So I like these changes now that we're in the post Kevin Dunn era. I don't miss the shaky cam though. I don't miss the cams going to different directions and shit. I don't miss that at all. Hardys and Dudleys were for me, unless we're talking group in general, it's clearly DX. I just can't get behind Ajax. Yeah, you're not the only one. It's fine. Not the only one. From there, we got the second men's elimination chamber qualifying. You had LA Knight versus Ivar. LA Knight got the win, as I expected. So far as my understanding is, you have so far qualified. You have Randy Orton qualified, Drew McIntyre, you have LA Knight, and you have Bobby Lashley. So you have two more spots. I think next week, I think this Friday on SmackDown is Dominic Mysterio versus Kevin Owens, and I think Miz versus Logan Paul. So we'll see who else joins the fray here when we get to Chamber and all that stuff. We also got Liv Morgan. Oh, my bad. There's another women's qualifying match. Yeah, Liv Morgan versus Zoe Stark. Yeah, you knew Liv was going to win. Liv just came back, so it's like, her redemption tour, right? Remember, she got attacked by Rhea Ripley. I don't think she's winning the Chamber, but again, you go back to what I'm saying. Why should I care about this Chamber match for the women if you already told me in Vegas that it's going to be Rhea and Becky? So there's that. Yeah, but LA Knight didn't get the win. which was fine. You know what I mean? After this, we got Nakamura and Sami Zayn. I think they had a good match. They had a very good match. Again, these two guys can't miss. Granted, this wasn't TakeOver Dallas 2016, which I was at, by the way. Wasn't that. But nevertheless, these two guys went out there, chef's kiss. Good back and forth. Sammy tried to do that thing that he would do on the outside, go through the turnbuckle corner, and he got laid out for it, right? But what do you know, right? Drew McIntyre got distracted him here, and that led to Sami Zayn getting hit with the Kinshasa for the 1, 2, 3. So Shinsuke Nakamura did pick up the W on that. So again, Nakamura's on a roll, bro. Nakamura, for a guy who is not in the chamber at all, you would think, hey, man, they're going to do something with him. Nothing, right? Nothing. So we'll see where this goes. You think people are pro Cody or anti-Roman schedule? I think there's people, there's two sides of this, right? You have one side who are fans who are fans of Cody Rhodes, who love Cody, who finally want to see Cody have his moment. And it's crazy to think that someone like Cody Rhodes, after last year's WrestleMania, you would have thought people would have, all right, it's over, move on to the next person. But no, people were still behind him. People were still wanting to see Cody Rhodes be the guy, right? And you kind of knew, like, coming out of that WrestleMania last year, that's the direction they were going to go into, Philadelphia, right? Cody and Roman. And people still, to this very moment, are still behind Cody Rhodes. And then you have Roman Reigns, and not anti-Roman schedule. When you're Roman Reigns and you are in this position where, like, bro, you're the top draw, you're the top attraction of that company. You could do whatever you want. He's earned that schedule. He's earned it. I don't hate on it. I don't. Granted, when he's on TV, when he's on SmackDown feels like more of a big deal. When he's on TV, I tend not to miss SmackDown. When he's not on TV, it's whatever, to be honest with you. So, you have both. You have fans who are still fans of Roman Reigns. I'm a Roman fan. I was a fan of Roman Reigns when everyone was hating on Roman. You can go back to the archives of this channel, bro. Days that me and Chase, we were pro Roman in the early days where everybody wanted to boo him. We were one of the few who were on the Roman wave. So there's that. Liv is awesome. I hope they do stuff with her. I hope so too. But again, why should I care now when you're telling me it's going to be Becky versus Rhea at WrestleMania? King Cash writes here, WWE has so much talent now. They have mid-card. It's full of guys who can carry the company for a short run. Yeah, absolutely, they can. They have probably right now one of the most stacked rosters in God knows how long. So there you go. Great match. Great throwback to their first NXT takeover. Absolutely. After the match, of course, Drew and Nakamura put the boots to Sami Zayn. And who makes the save? Cody Rhodes, because why not? Makes the save early in the night. Cody went to Sami and told him that, hey, man, he has his back no matter what, that he believes in Sami Zayn. Just like he said to him last year when he was going to face Roman Reigns in Montreal, right? So like I said before, it's like Cody is trying to assemble his little Avengers here, little mini Avengers before he goes into WrestleMania, so we'll see. Big Dog Roman was different than when he had I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm the guy version was fire. Yeah. So that's where that was Raw in a nutshell. Again, I thought the show was all right. I look forward to seeing what happens. I know next week is Chamber, so that's what's going to go down, right? As far as the channel goes, just to let you guys know ahead of time, I am not going to be here Thursday, nor Friday, nor Saturday or Sunday. I'll be out of the country. I'm flying to Peru tomorrow. I think some of you already know this already, but the channel will still be active. There will still be a episode of SAD, something about Dynamite, happening on Thursday. There will be an Impact breakdown this Thursday as well. All right. So just to keep you guys ahead, it's just to keep you guys in check, to let you guys know what's going on. There might even be some ATP gaming on the channel as well while I'm gone. Walter will be in charge. So if you have any questions regarding the channel, what's going to go down, make sure you hit up Walter on Twitter at Hey, I'm Walter. His Twitter and every member of the group and affiliates are down below in the description box here on the Twitter, about here on the YouTube's description box. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time? Bret Hart. But I also fuck with Shawn Michaels though. So it was like, I don't really, but for me right now, it's Bret Hart. But I'm also a fan of Shawn Michaels. Pre and post back surgery. I'm one of those fans, right? I'm one of those fans, like, bro, I could be a fan of Messi, but I'm a Messi fan, but I also respect Cristiano Ronaldo. Put it that way. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, thank you, J Mac. Appreciate that, man. Triple H for me, hey man, he's one of our investors, man. But again, guys, thank you for watching, man. I'll be back on. Here's the thing. I'll land back on Monday and we will do a Steve's Kitchen. Tired and all, I will do a Steve's Kitchen. You heard it here first. But in case you guys missed it, speaking of Steve's Kitchen, we did do a Steve's Kitchen yesterday. We talked about Okada making his way to AEW. We did talk about that yesterday here on the channel. And here we are now with Raw Rundown. Can Seth Rollins trust Cody Rhodes? That is the question, guys. All right. But you can also follow the around. And also on this past Saturday, we did do a watch along to WrestleMania 15 as part of the throwback. If you are an ATP channel member, you were able to join us on the stream for the watch along, like Alan did. Again, if you want to be a channel member, it's only $2.99 a month. You get access to bonus content. You get early release videos. You get to be part of our watch along, such as the throwback. You get to be part of the ATP gaming roster on 2K, soon to be on 2K24. You get priority reply to comments, and sometimes we'll do a members only streams for you guys. All right. So all that for $2.99 a month. All right. That's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. All right. Follow the Around the Point Network on Twitter or X at AT Point Network. Follow me on Twitter or X at Heel Steven. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys next Monday for Steve's Kitchen, but the channel will still be active. See you all. Peace.